this holiday to spend with your loved one either here in Nairobi or at the Nyahururu Panari Resort. Now, since we're talking about Easter, we want to wish you a great Easter ahead, and we remember that it's about domestic tourism. What are the emerging trends? What are the changing dynamics? Is the local hospitality industry ready to meet the new type of traveler, especially now that we're pushing county to county tourism? Now, to just put this into perspective, I'm joined up by the head of communication and marketing here at the Panari Hotel, none other than Sam Wangi, to just tell us what are the dynamics in the hospitality industry, given that the domestic tourism is something that government is really working on with various parastatals like the Brand Kenya, and also Kenya Tourism Board really focusing to have people visit other places in this country, not just focusing on the safari and the beach product. Good morning.
Good morning, Regina. How are you?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you, and happy Easter to our viewers as well.
Now, since we're trying to put domestic tourism into perspective. We know that every time we're thinking about a holiday, Kenyans usually focus on either we're going to the Mara or we're going down to Mombasa to swim, the beach. But now we've seen trends. It's changing. People are getting other things to do. So I'd want to know from a local hospitality industry player point of view, what are the emerging dynamics in as far as tourist attractions across the country?
Good morning again. Let me tell you something, Regina. And again, let me say happy Easter to our viewers and all our clients. But let me put it this way. When it comes to tourism nowadays, we are dealing with a client and a customer who understands what they want. We are dealing with a very enlightened market, and people now take time to plan. And they feel like, if I have to have a holiday, is it because I'm just doing it because it's a holiday period, or it's purposeful? Now, that is where the aspect of being, a client who understands, plan for. Now, the aspect of domestic tourism actually has changed completely, because these enlightened clients understand they don't just have to go to the beach, but are things that I can do that are there just to spice up our lives or just to rejuvenate. I mean, look at it this way. There are times we knew that the only way to have a holiday just because I'm going out and to a good hotel and probably have a drink or just swim. That's it. And actually, that's the thing about being at the beach, because you just see a lot of water and you have a good hotel. That's
and the best thing to do is actually swim. Now, you've said that the traveler right now, the local tourist, is more enlightened.
Yes.
So what are the activities can Kenyans engage in, especially on holiday? Remember, we are a people who work Monday through Friday, others work all the way to Saturday. So when the children are on holiday is when we plan on going on holiday. So what, especially from someone with a family wanting to spend that nice time with their family, what other activities can they engage on across the country? What is coming up? What are people, what is the industry doing to actually attract these people to their regions away from the beach and safari?
Good thing you've said about it's actually drifting towards the family holidays, and that's why even from the hotel perspective, you see, our climax is actually within the school holiday seasons, because we believe that today, let me tell you as a parent, if you decide to go on a holiday and you're in a place whereby your children are not enjoying that, I can tell you within the second day you're out of that place. The other way is that when you feel and when actually they choose that they want to be there for long, you're likely even to extend your holidays. So now hotels have come up with the ways that they are picnic-based sort of holidays, whereby it includes travel and what is surrounding. Now, a client or the local market person will ask yourself, what is innate for me? And if you're able to answer that question, what is innate for me, then I'm going to stick to your place. For example, look at places like Laikipia nowadays, if I put it that way, because Laikipia is becoming one of the new trends and the new frontiers in domestic tourism, because you have even seen whereby there is even opening up of Batuka areas, whereby it used to be like a reserve of just a few. But the things that Kenyans have been, made to understand belongs to certain people have now changed. That's the dynamics. You're looking at places whereby there is a lot of hype about the conservancies. And Kenyans, and again within even the education system, it has changed a lot, whereby it is more practical based. You want to go whereby your children will ask you questions, you are able to answer, and you feel it was worth it. So we're actually trying, I don't know whether it's budget or economics, we're trying to combine educational sort of holidays together with with the normal holidays. And actually that puts into the question of like, what are hotels doing? And that's where we come up with special packages that are more family-based than the other, for just couples or for people who just want to go for groups.
Now you've said the market is already alive to this demand from this demographic. We're looking at corporates and family. But now what about the accommodation setup? Because you do not want to travel with your children, you have to move from your room, go to another room to check onto your children. You know the way mothers are with their children. Even wherever it is that we are on holiday, we want to be in touch with what is happening with our children. So the hospitality industry, the local hospitality industry, especially the hotels, are they coming up with structures that are conducive for the family setup?
Exactly. Now, again, going back to it, look at the now product diversification. I mean, the diversifying of the products is not just about what you can do from outside. It's actually making you feel conveniently placed to do what you have to do when you're within that hotel. I've seen a trend like, and for example, I'll put in our resort in Nyahururu, the Panari resort in Nyahururu, whereby you see we have taken a very keen aspect of having interconnecting rooms. These interconnecting rooms, because as a parent, again, the worst thing you can do is to be, you're in a hotel, you are in a certain room, and you're thinking about, do I have to go out, go around, and then just go and check on my children? I mean, some of them are young children, and that's why it's called a family, and you just want to be where you'll be able to keep a tab. We also want a scenario whereby within the setup of the rooms, you can actually be able to shout out them whenever they are playing games. So again, do we have, aspect of children activity that are not very far from where you are, the convenience. And that's what the customer of nowadays is looking at. I can be able to be conveniently do things when I'm in the comfort of my room. The same day, I can be able to even plan outside that is not even far. Because again, the economics, do they allow? It's a
Good,
question.
you've said the domestic tourist, or rather the client right now of the hospitality industry, is looking for convenience. But with convenience, there comes in the issue of affordability. Most often, people who travel or not travel, they say one of the things that they cite is the cost of travel and the cost of accommodation. So how is the hospitality industry taking this, especially to make it more affordable? Have they come up with flexible payment models to attract would-be clients?
Definitely. You see, there's affordability and there's a convenience of you being able to meet up that need, because it's a need. I mean, the affordability has been taken care of, because we have to come out of the scenarios whereby, the local market used to think that it's easier to travel to Dubai than actually being in Nairobi, which is a fact. But then the reality is coming into a different scenario whereby we have come up with a wide range of paying options. You have book dates and you have staying dates. For example, now we are talking about Easter. Would you believe that actually part of our people, our clients right now at the resort started paying in December? Now, the same way now we have actually clients who have paid for holidays in August and in December. So whereby you're talking about pay within a certain period, because it also helps the hotel and the facility to plan. Now, if you pay earlier, and that's the reason why this has come up, because why it used to be easier to go like to Dubai is because they can tell you, like now there are offers for people who are doing it in December. So what you come up with is like, you can be able to pay for a very long period, starting as early as 6 months, and then within that, you pay pole. Then the rest of the amount you actually be able to pay, you can clear when you're already at the hotel, or even earlier before. At that point, you're able to plan, and it's about the planning process, because if you don't pay lump sum, you don't feel it. But again, you have made it affordable and for you to be able to plan. That way, the reason for doing that is because even the hotel itself is able to even look at that. How do we get even the products to be able to service that holiday at a cheaper cost? Because you're buying it early in advance. You're able to plan even the produce. You see, again, I want to put an example from the resort. 60% of our produce comes actually from around Nyahururu area, from the farmers there, from all those people produce those products. So we're able to plan in advance, allow you to pay pole. That way, you actually be able to plan for your Easter, your August holiday, or your Christmas, in advance, and at the same time you don't feel it. So it's the diversifying of the product range and the means to meet that product and the need.
So what you're saying is that the local industry has now adopted the various payment options like paying forward and are encouraging people to actually plan ahead for their holidays.
True.
And this is working for you.
It is very much working, not just for us, it's actually working within the industry. And actually it's a result of the reason why you see the report that was launched by the CS Tourism. If you look at the last year's report and this one performance, this year increased by 9% in terms of the domestic tourism, and actually 11% in terms of now the total bed occupancy for this year within the local market alone.
Good, that's something that we need to target. Now here, I'm at the resort, I'm at the hotel. Well, how do I maximize or optimize my time there? You've said, yes, the kids have been taken care of, but I mean, it's enough to just sleep in a nice, tidy bed where you don't have to make it at the end of the day. But how would I maximize my holiday?
Let me tell you something. Every hotel has a bed, and there is food. The difference is like, how do you package that you're able to have your food and going to have your bed as well? I mean, we're looking at a scenario whereby we come up with packages, and these packages are tailor-made for that market. Remember, there was earlier planning. So now you're able to come up with the need, right? So that need is what is going to base what you're going to come to bring out that package for, so that becomes affordable and, of course, now convenient for you when you're there. So that you don't waste a lot of time. Now, you do within a radius. You're able to come up with a radius, a certain radius within the hotel, so it becomes a focal point of you to plan your activities. And within about 20 to 30
minutes to drive around.
Yes, you're able to do a lot of activities. You can be able to do a game drive. You can be able to do like bird watching that is not far from there. You can be able to go the falls. You're able to do a lot. So you come up with packages that are tailor-made for that client who planned earlier. And if you have about 70% that have been booked in advance, which happens quite often, then you're likely not to disappoint. And that's why we never disappoint.
Now, just taking, for example, someone who's never, checked out, they've already just checked into a hotel. There's so many other amenities that have become synonymous to the hotel industry, rather the hospitality industry. We have the spa, we have, different things in the gym. From where you see, do people actually use these facilities, or are they just there simply because they're there? Do people actually use these facilities when they're on holiday?
To a certain extent, yes and no. Because again, we are still within the growing market within the domestic tourism. The reason why is because there is that aspect, the mindset that when you go to a hotel, and I use that word, nitaimia tu kwenda raundi, like a rave. There is that thinking about going to that hotel, and it's either two things that come in the mind. You're going to either swim, and there's a good bar that you can be able to waste or to have the whole day there. To a certain extent, yes, people use, and to another extent, no. But then, within the packaging, you come up with specific, let me tell you, need, and that need has to be met. So you're able to know that these clients are coming and they're coming for a holiday. So why not have a desk, a guest relations desk, or the front office, whereby you brief at the point of checking in that you have all this that you actually have paid for within your package. It is up to you to use. And if you don't use, again, remember, you missed out. You see, now, that way feels like I can be able to plan. And it's the more reason why, if you look at the holiday seasons, you actually don't have, you may have looked at the trend whereby you cannot stay for one night. It's actually, you're told the minimum stay date, stay is about 3 nights or 2, because we want you to maximize on what you paid for. Remember, it's the climax of your planning.
Now, we've said that domestic tourism is a subsector that is playing a very major role in as far as the tourism sector is concerned. Then there's the issue of marketing strategies. The Kenya Tourism Board has been charged with marketing, tourist attractions left, right, and center. From an industry point of view, do you think they have done enough to market these tourist attractions and facilities across the country, or is there need to do more? And indeed, if there's need to do more, what are you as an industry player doing?
Look, I wouldn't sit here and say they're not doing much. Yes, they are doing, but as you say, there is always a need to do more. In every sector, there's always a need to do more. But it has to come to a point whereby we stop thinking that the only way to market Kenya is the beach and just showing, a Maasai, and that's it. There's a lot to show today. you need to think about whereby you diversify the product that the Kenyans are looking for, and not just the. I want actually to put about the regional market, not just the Kenyans, because we have people coming from as far as Rwanda to Tanzania, Uganda. Uganda actually is the biggest market nowadays. But now, what industries and what the hotels are doing is actually now to work hand in hand with local-based tourism organizations. If I put here, I can tell you in Nakuru, there is what we call the Nakuru Tourism Association. If you go to Laikipia, there is called Laikipia Wildlife Forum. Now, these forums are actually based within, some of them within the county levels, some of them are based within the local setup, whereby you bring out what is it that you can, economically empower those people, and as well, bring about now people to travel and come and find out. So we diversify within the local sector. Now, from a hotel perspective, because again, remember, it's a business. And remember, it also has to be within the reasons. So you have to look at it from the point of like, will it interest? And what are the key things that I can be able to interest my clients when they go there? So you look at things, then you're able to hype it up. You team up with now KTB, Brand Kenya, the local market, and also media as a lot again, because I can tell now there is deliberate effort in terms of showing Kenya there's more to it than just going to the Masai Mara and the beach. There's more to it. I mean, look at now. I mean, from the trends in terms of the counties, they're coming up with the cultural. What are they called?
Cultural festivals.
Cultural festivals, from the counties, and that is a very key thing nowadays. If that can now be able to come out now from the county aspect of it, now come to the sub counties, you can actually be able to put them. Then KTB comes in and harnesses that one through more publicity, and now takes up when you go to MKTE, when you go to the, IDABA, all these, the WTMs, the international exhibitions. Yeah. That will be able, to help more in terms of nurturing what is there. And finally, look at this one. How many people come all the way from the US to come and see Kogelo where Obama is?
Several.
Because there was a deliberate effort of time saying that there is a museum of it, and now that becomes, so how many Kogelos do we have in each and every?
Across the 47 counties.
Exactly.
So much has to be done, and KTB needs to partner with the county level and other local organizations that are working towards marketing initiatives. Now there's the issue of infrastructure.
True.
Like yesterday, between Thursday and up to today, people actually used the standard gauge railway to go to Mombasa to just sample the beach. So infrastructure is something that is actually propelling matters tourism in as far as the coastal region is concerned. Now, just last year, Nyeri, the airstrip became operational. Is this something that you're planning to leverage on as a local industry, hospitality industry within that region? Do you think that this is a step in the right direction to attract people to the resort?
Exactly. I mean, I can tell you that is a very commendable way. And I can tell you, you look at it from the aspect of like, now through the tour operators and the travel agencies, they come up together with the facilities. That's why you'll always hear a certain tour operator come up with a flying package, whereby it includes 4 nights to a certain hotel, and this, because again, you remember you planned early. So you're able to come up with, working together with that, and we have done that very well within the SGR for the Nairobi hotel, and also now coming up to the resort in Nyahururu. There is Laikipia airstrip and Nyahururu, which is not very commercial, but again within the very last stages of becoming a commercial airstrip now. So it means it will be very easy for us to be able to come up with, even to be able to prepare flying packages for that business traveler who want to go and do a meeting or address a conference, because we are heavy. I can tell you, we are actually very heavy on accommodation and conferencing in Nyahururu. So we're able to come up with that business traveler who want to come up, just address a conference, go back, right? Or just be able to connect with the Laikipia airstrip. So it is coming up very well, and there's more to be done. Nyeri has worked it. Nakuru one is coming up, I can tell you for sure. And for us, what we are much interested is in the Nyahururu one, which I'm sure the county government is doing something.
Yes, considering that Nyahururu is in between Nyandarua and Laikipia, that is something that, anyway, that's on a political issue altogether. We'll not go there. But now, we've been running a promo with the Panari Hotel, and we are yet to award our winners. So Jane is going to join us, and also Peter Kosgei, who's your F&B manager.
Yes.
to just tell us how it's going to be. We have our winners. Remember, we've been partnering with the Panari Hotels just to appreciate you and tell you happy Easter and show you, I mean, that we regard you very, very highly in as far as KBC Channel 1 is concerned and our esteemed partners, that is the Panari Resort. Jane?
Yes, so just as promised, he's going to introduce himself, tell us what you do and what you have for us. Did you live up to your word?
Thank you so much. Like we promised you before Easter, we were rewarding 3 winners. First of all, we're rewarding a couple to stay at the Panari Resort in Nyahururu. And we also have 4 dinner vouchers for here in Panari, Nairobi.
Yes.
So I'd like to present this to you, Jen.
Thank
you. Can
you.
tell us what they said on Twitter so that you can see. Yes.
Now, as promised, there was 2 couples who get to go to the Panari Resort, uko Nyahururu. I was there. It was beautiful. It is true all that they said. I have with me here for the 2 couples, and I believe Ram has the other ones for who get to walk away with the dinner vouchers. But for those who actually won the couples getaway for weekend mzima. Nama. So the first one is Wilfred Waindi. Your Twitter handle is at Fred Waindi. Yeah? Regina,
Yeah,
maybe
if I
if you
would
have
just
that tweet.
but the tweet is that hashtag Easter with Panari. I was recently transferred from Mombasa to Nairobi. This is the first Easter in 4 years that I'll be spending away from my son and wife. The relocation has thrown our financials into the wax, which means we decided to just spend it separately, and winning this would be a dream come true.
There you go. Courtesy of KBC and the Panari Group of Hotels, you get to go to Nyahururu for a whole weekend. No weapons that are fashioned against you shall prosper. Yes. Now the other one, the other couples getaway reward goes to
Drum rolls.
Miss Kare. Your Twitter handle is at Miss Kare, MSKAARI. Do we have that tweet ready as of yet?
Let me get it. I'm just loading it. Yes.
Miss Kare.
Miss Kari, she says, Jane Wamboy, hey girl, I've been trying to get my family hooked up with the Easter with Panari getaway, but I have encountered some issues. So how do I go about it? Now, because she said she's encountered some issues, I'm sure Jane sorted you out on inbox, and because you actually even know the name of one of our presenters. Half the time, people just watch the show, but they do not know who they are addressing this to. They just go blanket KBC Channel 1. Well, this is Ray Manyara. She's Jane Wamboy. That's Peter Koske. I don't know his Twitter handle, and we have someone on the other end.
Yes.
So, girl, your issues were sorted, and you're one of our lucky winners this Easter.
It's good to know people who know people, you know? All right, and before we get the other dinner vouchers, we have the first one with us. This is the first person who gets to walk away with the dinner voucher, and this one also is for couples, so ni wewe na +1. Ha. So this one goes to Albert Mwaniki. Your Twitter handle is at Mwaniki Albert 4. I don't know if you have it yet, but this one was just saying, venye manze, mi ni Panari, naipitanga tu. I have never entered, I have never smelled anything within the vicinity, naipitanga tu hapo. So this time, KBC and Panari are going to make sure you get in there, have dinner, and enjoy it. And trust and believe, from Panari, you're going to absolutely love it. So we will be posting, we will be reaching out to you guys to know how you're going to be able to get these vouchers. So, karada, ukiona namba fani, usikati simu.
Sifikiria ni wale watu wenye wanakulanga beans kamiti. Tumekuwa wengi sana. Tumekuwa there's issues on people just getting your number and texting you middle of the night, tuma pesa kwa hii namba lingine iko na fuliza. That's the current statements that you're getting on SMS. Yes. But in case you get a number that you don't know, just know you might just be, one of our lucky winners for the Easter with Panari courtesy of KBC. Right here on KBC Channel 1, and we do it better on Good Morning Kenya. And always glad to have you on board Monday through Thursday, every 6 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. So yes, we are rewarding you because we know you value.
All right, and maybe your final words before we wind it.
Really, just to thank you so much. Thank you, our viewers. Thank you, our guests who've been coming to Panari, both here in Nairobi and at the Nyahururu Resort. We welcome you anytime with your families, for business, for leisure. Karibuni.
All right. Parting shot, Sam?
Good. You see, Panari, we say and we do it. So we have done it this time. I
Yes.
think it's another milestone together with KBC, and we always love this partnership with KBC. I'm sure it's going to grow better and better. Look at what is coming up over the August holidays. But again, as Panari, Easter is not just April, March. Easter is every day, every weekend. So you can be sure, come over the weekends here. There is always something that will be happening, like what you're seeing now over the Easter. Tupatane shooters later and uko ice rink. I'm sure it's going to be a wrap.
All
Nilikuwa
right.
na swali na hiyo hapo sana hapo kwa shooters.
You will shoot it now or later?
later.
All right.
But the ice rink is something that I think families out there would want to do, especially now
Yeah.
that it is too hot outside. Being at the rink right now would be a different kind of feel. And if you don't know what the rink is, it's actually where people go to get to skate. Remember that we have a hockey ice team. Yes, Kenya has a hockey ice team that skate, and actually they are targeting to participate in the Olympics. So if you really want to come and ice skate with the champions, I want to say we're the champions because we do it better when as far as Kenya is concerned. This is a place to be.
All right, so I think with that we want to just wrap things up. Thank you so much for being part of Good Morning Kenya, of course being part of this beautiful partnership, Easter with Panari, in collaboration with the Broadcasting House. We do hope you have enjoyed yourself. Happy Easter, happy the rest of Easter, what is left of it. Enjoy yourself. Do have a lovely day. My name is June Mamboy. Remember to join us again tomorrow from 6 a.m. all through to 10 a.m. Right?
Do have a pleasant holiday. Those who have been indulging in stuff that is very alcoholic, today we detox. We do a lot of water and fruits so that tomorrow we are up in the grind again.
All
Do
right.
have a pleasant day ahead.